What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing up in here? I think we're waiting on a few people to join in. This panel is all about Carla. Do you love her? Do you hate her? Do you relate? Do you not relate? We're gonna figure it out by some fans who have been watching and reading, and they know Carla, and we're gonna figure out their viewpoints on Carla. I'm gonna take the shades off because we got the light. Put them there because we're getting into official business, freestyle comics business, talking about arguably the most popular character in freestyle comics, Carla. So I'm waiting on. Let's see where these guests are coming in at. I don't know where they are. There's a few. There's a few. Tell the people who y'all be. Who is y'all?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, I don't see why not. Um, Ryan, Freestyle Comics, uh, Carla, supporter. Um, yeah.
Okay, okay.
I'm Tessa or Kalala, and I am an intern for Mike, and I'm also a Carla supporter, like hugely.
Okay. I know Mike's sitting right there. Mike, is Danny J Quick jumping in here or
Mike.
Mike, where's Danny? He doesn't know.
He does not know where Danny is.
all right, so we're gonna start with what we got. We're gonna keep the ball rolling because we got a whole lot of stuff going on. We got a whole lot of stuff going on, so we want to keep that ball rolling because even though we got off the railroad and we got off time, we are back on schedule. And we're gonna keep it that way. We're not going off schedule, not on my watch. So let's get into it. Ryan, you said you was a Carla supporter. Why are you a Carla supporter?
I mean, let's be real. If you're in a relationship, you need to be there.
Hmm.
You need to be there. I know we have a problem with, hot shot doing hot shot things. But when you don't see that person, you don't know what that person is doing. And they always have something to say about it. You're going to have some, how should I say, issues with all that. So for me, Carla, just wants to be with her man. When that man ain't there,
I feel like we got a lot of we're stacked on the Carla supporter train right now. I don't know if we even have anybody. Well, let's hear from Tess. Tess, what you got? What you got?
Here's Danny, by the way. So
There's Danny.
I support Carla because of multiple reasons.
boy.
They're like still in college, so they're really young, and she needs she's not against hotshot. She's just against she's also dealing with a lot of stuff, and it's kind of like that whole my life's hard type of deal where it's just people always make it a competition, but it's everyone's life is hard. Carla's also dealing with normal people's stuff, becoming an adult and stuff, and then also her boyfriend's always not here to support her. And then also, if you've ever been lied to, it destroys your world basically because you have a whole picture made up of who this person is, and then you find out that they've been lying to you all this time, and it's how are you gonna trust that fast again? Because everything's different, and even though it's yeah, it's a good cause, you're hot shot, you still lied to me, and it's I have to deal with that. So,
But
I think Vigilance has something to say.
The world. He was saving the world.
All right. Let me fly in here real quick.
Vigilance is flying in to save the day. Okay, what you got, Vigilance?
Man, I can definitely agree with that. I think when it comes to that, at the end of the day, you're a team. You can't go lying to your partner like that. I definitely agree with that. So I agree with Tessa saying it's really important.
Okay. Danny J Quick.
It's your boy. What's happening?
What is your thoughts on the whole Carla stick?
Um, I've almost had a change of heart on Carla. Um,
Uh
I've
oh.
been I've been team Carla sucks since the beginning. Um, but as a man who has been married for 15 years now, I know that I have to communicate with my spouse. Otherwise, we're going to get our signals crossed. All right. But at the same time, I expect my spouse to be forgiving. I expect the person that I love to be forgiving and to
Yeah.
care, about the situation that I'm in. Okay. And not to disregard, the surrounding facts. So if I tell my wife, hey, babe, I'm dealing with something, and you're just gonna have to trust me on it for a little while. I'm doing something that's gonna benefit us in the good. Um, but then she disagrees with it. She can't just go out and be like, nah, I hope you die. And I see that you're bloody and bruised, but what's going on with my emotions is more important. We gotta,
Mm.
we gotta, we gotta, have some equality in the thing, man. So go ahead. You got your hand up. What's up?
So, for one, with that, it's like, yeah, that's true, but you're also more emotionally intelligent when you got married because you're older. She's still like a kid, and
So is he
second,
though?
yeah, exactly. They're both kids, so the relationship's already struggling because they're both learning how to be people, and they're both
Yes.
learning how to like tell their emotions, and they don't know how. Especially Hot Shot right now, he doesn't know how to be like. He doesn't know how to listen for one, and I'm not insulting. I'm not insulting Hot Shot, but like a lot of the times in these conversations that he has with Carla, he's like, "Why would you be mad? I'm a hero and stuff," and he doesn't listen to her reasons.
Mm.
She's just like, "Because you missed this and all that stuff," and he's just like, "Well, you should understand." It's just like that's not how it works. Like you said that you expect forgiveness, but Hotshot's not really asking for forgiveness. He's not apologizing. He's just like, "You should understand."
And to add on to that point, honestly, like you just said, the difference of them being, girlfriend and like again to your spouse and wife, like, I don't think they're at that level to really
Right.
have
Mm.
that trust or that maturity to be like, okay, I hear you, and I got to hear it from your side and vice versa. So again, we're talking about two different levels here.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
I
Um,
was gonna, that was gonna be my point on what you said, Danny. You're talking about your wife of what you say 15 years.
yes, yeah, 15 years.
Congratulations on that. That's a beautiful thing. 15 years is a
Appreciate it.
beautiful
Appreciate
thing. Me and my wife just hit 11 years. It's now ask me now if I was to get superpowers today, would I tell my wife? Yes. When we first started talking and we didn't know what was gonna happen, what I told her then, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's a like you. Everyone I think agrees that's a completely different space that they're in.
it. Yes.
You're not sure, and in his mind, he's not even really sure what he's doing. Like he's figuring this. Hot Shots at this part of his journey, superhero journey, where he's figuring it out kind of as he's going anyway. And he probably is feeling like that's going to be just an extra added stress, her knowing, and then him worrying about her knowing. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I think the more you read, especially after I read what you wrote, Danny, and I got a question for you. Writing that story, is that where your change of heart is starting to?
Oh,
Is
y'all
your
got
change
the
of heart?
physicals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it
Oh
today, boy.
man, y'all got the physicals, man. I wish I would have been there, man. I wanted to get one. I wanted to get my hands on one of those, man. It came out great, man. It looks good, and yeah, I think my change of heart is, but it's really just good storytelling that you can build the that you can build such a conflict with two characters, and then um you just kind of have to decide what can you do to kind of bring them back together, right? Because I think a lot of people want to see Carla and Mike together. They
I
want to
don't think
see
that's true, but
their relationship continue somehow. But I don't know if you saw the Kahoot last night. I put a question in the Kahoot, the Freestyle Comics Kahoot last night. What should the question was basically what should Carla do to fix her relationship with Mike? and it was even. The answers were even across the board. Number one was tell him what he did wrong. Number two was forgive him and apologize for being a jerk. And number three was actually become a supervillain and fight him to the death. And I
Mm,
think the striking thing was that nobody voted for move on with her life. Like nobody wanted to see her move on with her life.
mm,
Everybody wants to see Mike and Carla, interacting somehow. They don't care if they're fighting. They don't care if they're together. They just want to see those two together because they got clashing personalities.
See,
So go ahead.
I, I was busy yesterday, so I didn't get to make it to all these. I want to see her move on with her life because there's like, okay, let me be clear. I don't think anyone's replaceable, but there are people that are only in your life to teach you a lesson or to be there for a little while. And I think Carla is Hotshot's lesson of like, I can't be selfish. Like just because I'm a hero, it doesn't mean everyone else has to bend to my life. It's like
Mhm.
this is something I have to bear. It's not something everyone has to. And
mm,
I think that's what she should just be. And I think she should go off and like, because they're like doing two different things. So she should go off and like live her life and live it the way that she wants to. And if honestly, like that's what I like about Hot Shot a little bit is the slice of life thing. If we
Mhm.
don't see her again, it would be realistic because it's like
Yeah.
mm.
she's doing her own thing. She's not gonna be always in the background. So that's what I think would be kind of cool. And it's just like Hotshot always remembers her, and maybe we see scenes like that. But like he moves on, and he's like better with the next girl that he's with, and
Hmm.
everything. But like it's not like they're the destined lovers type of trope because not everyone you're gonna be with is gonna be your destined lover.
Yeah, for
Mm.
sure.
You know,
I agree
reason.
with you on that.
And
Strong, strong
even
point.
if she did, like sometimes you screw that up, and you just don't end up with them.
Strong points. Uh, ask Mike since he's right there. Are we allowed to give spoilers to this book? Because I want to give one, and I just need to make sure.
Mike, Mike,
Yo, Mike.
Mike.
Michael, I'm in the
Hey,
back
Mike,
storage
Mike,
room.
Mike, Mike, Mike,
I
Mike.
know.
Mike.
Mike. Guess what day it
Mike,
is?
Mike, Mike.
Can we
Michael.
give spoilers to the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got
Okay.
the.
You can't have me on and not give spoilers. I mean, like,
I mean, I know we got a celebrity spoiler alert guy, but I wanted to make sure. See, Danny, that's what you're supposed to do. That was a lesson actually for you. There you go.
yeah.
So the way you write this, I think what you wrote, this short story that you wrote, is the beginning of a redemption for those people who are like completely. I'm not talking about the people who are already like pro Carla. I'm talking about the people who are completely anti Carla. I believe what you wrote and the way you wrote it is a step towards them kind of seeing, and that's her apologizing and saying thank you. Pretty much, she pretty much apologizes for not saying thank you,
Right.
right?
I think, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Tony, because me and Mike talked about it, and he was like, what are some things that could happen to get you back on team? Because I'm top three in Carla sucks. I was top three in Carla sucks camp. But I think really it was that, like me and Morgan were talking about, is that she didn't appreciate that this man almost died multiple times going out of his way to save her life, because he did care about her, and she never even said thank you, like not even okay, I appreciate you literally catching a car to
Yeah,
to save me.
but okay, let me give a counter argument here.
Okay,
But he would have done that for anyone. So it's like that's your job. And I know
sure,
that's like
But
yes,
it doesn't have to
hard to
be.
say, but
sure,
it's like if I wasn't here, you would still do this. It wasn't like you did this for me. Like you're not doing it
but he did do it for her though.
He
He would
did
have
do it for
done
her
it if
though.
someone else.
He
Yeah.
did it for other people, but it's different when it's personal, right? When I go out of my way to do something for my wife,
But he
I
did it.
know
The
that
thing
she
is,
cares
though,
about me, so I need to see that she appreciates the thing. I'm going to pay my bills regardless, right? But if I'm going out of my way to not go to the movies so that I can pay these bills. I want to know that my wife and kids appreciate the things that I do, even though I'm going to do them myself. A thank you is nice. A thank you is not, it's not necessary, but it's nice to have.
It is nice, but he didn't like. He's not very good at communicating that either, and it's like they're both really sucky at communicating. So he's
Absolutely.
like, I did it for you, but like he only says that stuff when they're in arguments. So it's like in the argument, it feels like you're just using that against me. Like, did you actually, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
Like,
but that's like you said though. That's the slice of life. That's the slice of life thing because a lot of times, especially when I know when I was younger, I didn't do as good a job as communicating to my now wife. You know, I didn't do as good a job because I wanted to keep a lot of stuff. I'm still processing stuff on the inside for me. Like I don't even know why I do a lot of the things that I do. But
Yeah.
when we would come to disagreements is when things come out, you know. And I think that's just good storytelling. That
Please put it right here.
what was he saying? Oh, he wasn't talking to us.
I wasn't talking to us. He's just being loud.
Coloring contest.
But yeah,
Go
like
ahead.
I'm saying, I just think that that's good storytelling. That when you get into those passion moments, yeah, the things come out. You say what's really on your mind, the things that you've been thinking about, and you
Yeah.
might be right, you might be wrong, but then you got to decide if this is the kind of person that I can deal with, or do I need to move on. So
yeah. And in an argument, it gives everything different weight because it's like
yeah,
if you're upset and you come up to your partner, you're just like, hey, it would have been nice if you appreciated me a little bit more. Like that feels like it comes from your heart. But with arguments, it's like, oh, you don't think me. It's like that feels a little different
right,
than you know.
Yeah, you don't want to weigh those things over someone's head in the argument. It's like
Yeah.
you're having a conversation, like you said, like how he saved numerous people. Like sometimes if you're processing things like that, you want to make sure they don't have that mental weight to feel about like while you're out saving people, they're worried about you. There's a chance that you might die and not come back. I mean, sometimes you might want to relieve your partner of that. At the same time, there's a balance. Again, what do you do? And if you're not good at communicating, that's going to be a big issue, especially
yeah,
when arguments come up.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention, it's not like Carla was all sweet and nice when she came at him, though. There was already some aggression there, and we all know that aggression, uh, births more aggression. So
yeah.
she's not like, oh, I'm so disappointed that you didn't tell me. It's like this.
Yeah.
So of course he
Your
responds in a
man
way.
dying. Your man's dying in the bathtub, and she come in talking about some. Hey, wasn't you supposed to be? When you listen, I know you bleeding and everything, but wasn't we supposed to be on a date, sir?
Yeah,
Like, come
But
on now.
again, it's like she's fed up, and he's done this over and over and over. It's like so there's that, and then also just like I don't mean to give this as an excuse as everything, but they're young,
Yeah,
they're babies,
I mean,
honestly.
it really though, Tess. It's I think that's a huge factor though. I mean, it's something that I think you can keep bringing up because the state that they're in, the age that they're in, like you were saying, that's already a tricky age. Like there's a lot happening and it's happening fast. And then you throw in things like trying to figure out a relationship, trying to go through school, and then you throw in this whole other superhero aspect. So I agree with you. I think I think that's why I like what you wrote, Danny. I think it kind of is kind of starting to bring it back full circle with this new addition of her kind of realizing like maybe I did go a little too hard and I didn't even take time to say, I could have been dead. She's saying in that group like, you know, well, I wish I could tell him this, but she's literally it's like she's telling them like they don't know that she's already got a personal relationship with him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
And like, so she could tell him. That's the thing. You're telling these people, I wish I could tell him thank you, but like you could tell him thank you. You could
And
have
that
already told him thank you.
and that's another thing too. Sometimes when you have those emotional connections with people, it's harder to communicate with them
Yeah,
than it might be a group of strangers, or somebody that's not as closely connected to the situation. Like we were saying in a previous talk, Hotshot, even though his friend, what's her name, didn't tell her his secret identity, she figured it out. So he can have that conversation with her because she knows him a little better than Carla does. So she was able to figure it out. And if he's more comfortable talking to her, um, then it's a lot of different things, man. In real life, it's tough to communicate with people that you got feelings with. It's tough to be
Yeah,
vulnerable. So, and like I said, I think it's good to for them to be able to come to a point and resolve this. So either Carla can move on with her life, or we can get to that next chapter and see what happens with them.
yeah.
See,
Hold
I
on, real
like.
quick.
Oh, sorry.
No, no, no. No. I just wanted to say it sounds like besides Brad Arnie in the comments, who is still team Carla Hayter. Compared to last year, the way that this panel went, it was a lot of hate, a lot of going back and forth. But it seems like as the story is growing, we're starting to see some growth. Even look at Danny J. Quick is a good example of that. I mean, this guy was team Carla Hayter, and he's starting to kind of reason. I was team Carla Hayter also, but now I'm starting to see and kind of reason with her a little more. So I think that's cool that we're seeing like that Hotshot and Carla, they're able to take us on that journey. That's as a writer, what else can you ask for to be able to take people on that kind of journey to where you hate a character and now you're starting to reason with why like things are happening the way they are happening. Tess, what did you have? I'm sorry, I just want to get that out there real quick.
I think they're froze, or am I froze?
I'm not froze.
No, I think they're froze.
Hey, y'all frozen out there.
Imagine I was literally in the next room. But no, man, like I think it's good, man. It's just good storytelling. And one of the reasons that
Yeah.
we even started this whole Carlos sucks thing was because it's hard to create characters that you either like or dislike that as much as you dislike a character like Carla. And
Right.
in the freestyle comics universe, y'all got a lot of characters like that, man. 5-star dang
Hmm.
on. Even just with like I haven't even read Green Zone yet, but I like Virgil, like there's characters that y'all got in this universe that are really impactful coming, in the first 4 books. So I just think it's great, man. It's great for creativity, it's great for storytelling.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys do the same. I mean, come on. Don't sell what you guys do short over there. You guys are gone.
We froze.
Yeah.
I lost, but I'll just give my little thing real quick.
Hey, here's Tess with me now.
Hey,
So what I
Tess.
was gonna say is I kind of like this new story because it gives the time passing where like after you're done with a relationship, you're like, and when you're growing up with any relationship, not just like romantic ones, you're like maybe I was partially the toxic one, like it's not all on him,
Hmm.
and it's like both of us did wrong things and both of us did right things. Like I don't think she finds herself perfect, especially in this new story. It's just like maybe I did mess up a little bit.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, for
I
sure. And I
agree.
think I think it all starts with just a step. One person has to make that step in the right direction, and then who knows? It might blow up in her face to apologize. It might bring the whole thing. I shot might be that really cocky dude who's like, yeah, you was wrong, such and such, and then that might buff her away. But we can only see where it goes from here, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as people, both of us, in relationships, we're both married men. How many times have we had that time afterward to calm down and we reflect, like, maybe I was a little too, you
Yeah,
know,
right,
maybe I wasn't listening enough, or maybe I wasn't. And I think that as you get older, the more you kind of you start to avoid those things. The more you grow with somebody, you start to avoid. Like I know what would trigger my wife. I'm sure you know what
right,
would trigger your wife. I can
right.
take time now and think about it before I even do it. Like, eh, I
Yeah.
don't want to risk. There's no reason to
Is
cause
it
this.
is it worth it? Like,
Is it
is it
worth
even
it?
worth it at this point?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So
He wants you guys to keep going. He's trying
for
to get
sure.
it back up.
okay, he wants us to keep rolling. So I mean, as a once Carla hater, how did you feel when Mike asked you, or did you approach him to write this short story?
Yeah, no, he He was bouncing the idea around, and he had the idea for it, and he was asking me, to just what could Carla do to like what would it take to get Carla back on the good side, or to not hate Carla, or to see Carla's version of it. And I was like, just really all it is I really feel like we've seen Hot Shot really, really go through it. Like, and you
Yeah.
don't, you never compare somebody's trauma, but to see him literally almost die, and her to walk in and him be in the bathtub, bloodied and bruised, and literally not show that she cared at all because she's angry, like
Yeah.
that was the start of everything for me. That was like, yo, this dude really just saved your life and is in here dying, and you can't
Right.
even say, oh, I
Yeah.
see that something happened to you. Let me
Right.
put my emotions aside and show you that I care, that you're hurt. Um, so it was just and it always just starts with that one step, just taking a step in the right direction. And that apology, that can, and I know you, like you said, we've been we've been married to our
Hmm.
spouses for a long time, and a simple
Right.
apology is always a good step in the right direction. So
For sure.
where
For sure.
to go from there, you never know.
True. True.
Y'all
Uh,
paid the internet bill in the other room.
yo, yeah, we must have paid the internet bill over there to get them together out there. Um, ladies, did you guys have anything else that you wanted to add? I don't know if they were able to hear us, or can you guys hear us? Check. Check.
They got the
Nope. Mike.
they got the
Mike's
mute
coming
on.
in.
They got no sound, no nothing. They out there thugging
Can
it.
you hear us?
We can't hear them, so I
We
don't
can't hear
know.
y'all.
Well, since we got some free time, what you want to spoil some?
Can you
Oh,
hear us
there they
He
now?
was
go.
on mute. He was on
We
mute.
can hear you. We can hear you. I was about to get some spoilers out of Tony. I was about to do.
Wait
I
a
was about
minute.
to say, hey, tell me what's coming up, man. I want to know.
You know what would be
No
kind of
spoilers
dope
out of me. What?
if we saw Carla in one of the other stories as like maybe one of the other heroes are talking about this hot shot and she like overhears or something like that. That would be kind of like realistic and neat. Hint,
I
hint.
Yeah.
think Five Star should take her out on a date because his identity's known and she ain't got to worry about that.
Is she
That
really
was
five
yo.
star type? And isn't five star old compared to her?
I'm just throwing it out there.
He like
He's
25,
he's
right?
30.
Oh, he's 30.
It
He's
might be a
30.
little inappropriate.
Well,
How old is
even
Carla?
I don't know how old is she right now.
I want to say she's 22 at this point, right? If she's
I
a,
thought she
Yeah.
was like. I thought she was
are
like
they
19.
freshmen? Are they freshmen
I don't think
or
I don't
seniors?
think they're that I don't think they're that young.
Mike, how old is Carla right now in the story? Yeah,
She is 20.
20. I still think it's too
Sorry.
young. 20 is a
Yeah, too
baby.
young.
Mm,
Too
Or
young.
I
I
think
think,
22 and 24 is the apex. Is like when people
yeah,
start
Yeah.
growing.
well, yeah, the frontal
yeah.
lobe stops like fully
Too
developed.
young.
Like what? 26,
Something like that.
26?
What you about to say, Danny?
I was gonna say even her being saved by Five Star and and automatically saying thank you, or being able to show that gratitude, like that might cause more conflict though. Like
Which shows growth. Like he doesn't have to find out about it, but we would know.
yeah, yeah.
Brad said way too young to be nagging that much. Brad, we ain't. Hey,
Wait.
Brad is team Carla hater. He is not.
Hey,
Hey, he's an elite fan, so he's gonna have his opinion. We gonna let him have it.
hey, yeah.
I won't.
I'm just like I don't know. I don't know, buddy. It's too young to be. Come on now. Too young.
So
Hey,
do
Yeah,
you,
age is just a number, right? Didn't we say that? Well, not to the point
No.
of age of like relation. Let's
I
not
don't
do
agree
that.
on
Let's not do
that.
Let's not
I
do
don't. Fee's just talking.
that. Oh, I'm Fee now.
Oh yeah, vigilance is just talking.
sure.
so I got a question
However,
for you, Danny.
I won't take hate on any young women.
Right.
No,
I
no.
got a
We
question
just
for you, Danny.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is this series that you wrote? Are we gonna see Carla coming back to more of these meetings, or is that her only meeting that she would be attending?
I'm hoping we see this storyline that that Mike is developing for Carla. So it is gonna continue in Hot Shot, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking from what I'm hearing, and this is you can
Hmm.
consider this a spoiler. You will be getting more of behind the scenes Carla in other books if it's more of an add-on like a 4 pager or something
Yeah.
like that, so that it might not be a full comic, it might not be its own comic book, but you'll be able to kind of see this and connect it to the other freestyle comics properties. So yeah, look out for that.
Okay. I got a question for the group now. Uh, Tess, you read the short story, correct? You said.
Yeah.
Okay. Fee, did you read it?
No.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. If he would have answered the phone, how would that conversation went? She calls, she gets the voicemail, she feels confident enough in the voicemail to kind of say what she said. If he would have answered that phone at that moment, would the conversation been different?
Knowing knowing Carla at this moment, I feel like it could have went either the same or it could have been like this aggression would have came back where she wouldn't have said it and it would have been like kind of a repeat of what they fell into before in any
Yeah.
conversation, So like I feel like she shows a lot of growth in it. So I would like to think that she would still go through with
She
it
does.
even if but
Is that growth
I know
easier
that
to show
being a
though
human,
through voicemail?
yeah, when
I
you're
think
talking to the person, I feel like it's a little harder. So like, as a human, I
Mm,
feel like it's possible that she would have just been like either hung up or just like it would have been an argument
mm,
I think what
or
Tess
like,
said earlier about sometimes you have a person in your life for a season or to learn a lesson, right? So I think
yeah.
this would have been that moment to show that she learned this lesson. She learned that she learned to be grateful for what she had in Michael, in Mike, and in Hot Shot, and him saving her life literally, at
Yeah.
multiple occasions. And like you said, if because him not picking up the phone could have been that trigger too, because
Mm,
he literally didn't pick up the phone, probably because he's flying somewhere, getting punched in the face. So that could have been a trigger also. So I think just her even responding to that by
mhm.
finishing the message saying, okay, I thought about this and this is what I want to say to you, that shows that she learned that lesson and that she's growing as a character. So um
yeah,
I think it would have went good. I think it would have been a step towards healing.
because I
Okay.
feel like
But
when they first
but
um when they argued a lot back in the early pages and stuff, I feel like if he didn't answer, she would have just been like, "Well, he lost out."
Right,
So
right.
yeah, how do you think his response would be with her if he would have answered the phone and she would have said what she said? What kind of response do you think we would have got from Hasha?
I'm interested in seeing his response from the voicemail because I don't know if she hung up the phone before that dark character um
Mm,
approached her. So I don't know if he heard the distress in her voice from seeing that
yeah,
dark character approach her or not. I'm
yeah.
interested in seeing if he rushes to try to find her or if he, or if he even answers, if he even gets the voicemail. So um I'm just interested in seeing that. I think he still has feelings for Carla. So and that's why we're all here. That's why we're all talking about it. So um I'm just interested in seeing Hot Shot 12 and 13 and seeing where it goes.
Okay,
I agree
okay.
with Danny on all that, but I think if he does end up getting it, I think like he's already kind of shown how his patience has kind of gotten better. So like I
Yeah.
feel like he would listen to it and he would think it's like caring, Because like in the past, I feel like he might have been impatient with it and was just like, oh, she should have done this before. But I feel like he would appreciate it.
So with everything that he's got going on right now, if you've read issue 11, he's got a lot going on. Issue 12 is going down. Issue 13 is going down. Hot Shot is in a place right now, a tough place in his life personally. I feel like he's So, do you think at this moment he's even thinking about her or even worrying about her? Because I feel like I can kind of see now a stage of kind of resentment towards her because he's going through some real life stuff right now, and he's probably looking at her like, and she's not even there to be a part of it because she was worried about all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I kind of feel different about it because, like I said, he's going through right now in issue 11, 12, and 13 some stuff that's really hitting home, really personal, really going to tear him apart. And to think that he's going to get through it without her, doesn't even need her at this point, or is she just kind of getting in the way anyway of what really needs to be done? It's kind of my takeaway.
I'm down. I'm down to see it, all of it. I just
Me
want
too.
Vigilance to go back up and turn purple eyed. I don't want to see purple eyed Vigilance again. That's all I want in freestyle comics. That's all I want.
You
I
said
want
you
evil
want it,
vigilance. All I want is evil vigilance all over the place. That's what I want.
man. Who knows? Who knows? I ain't giving out no. I ain't Danny. I know what you doing. I ain't giving out nothing.
I want to see it. That's all. That's all I want in life, man. Vigilance come through wrecking stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
but
So if you guys
I'll be
got anything else that you guys want to add to the conversation of Carla, Tess, if you were trying to convince Brad Arney right now to get off the hater train, real
Um,
quickly, what would you sell to him right now?
be sympathetic to other people. That's not you. And like, I don't mean that as an insult, but like, I feel like when we get older, we kind of forget what it's like to be young, and we also don't look at the other genders like problems and stuff. Like, be sympathetic to women, be sympathetic to people young, and just starting out, because it's like you get to this point and you're just like, my life's hard, I work, whatever. College students' lives are hard. Just think about what it was like for you, like back then.
I agree. Fee,
Yeah,
you got
I
anything to
think
add
it's
to
just
that?
meet people where they are. Yeah, I definitely disagree with Tess there because it is important just sometimes having another perspective outside of your own because it allows you to really see things in a better light. And sometimes when you just I don't know when you just change that again because they are young and because things can be different and having patience it does a lot. So I
Yeah,
leave
I agree. I agree. Danny, anything else that you want to add to the conversation?
no, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. But like Moana said, when we get old, we forget about what it's like to be young. So,
Yeah,
we gotta, like you said, like y'all said, my perspective as a 30-something-year-old man with a 15-year marriage, I gotta put. It's nice to put my brain back into, the space of, young Mike and young Carla, and remember how impulsive I was back in those days. So it
yeah.
is good to have that empathy. So yeah, man, like I said, I appreciate y'all having me on, and I'm enjoying all the content coming out this weekend, man.
Cool, cool. There you have it, folks. Lover or hater, she is worthy enough to have her own panel, Carla, because she's bringing out that emotion in everyone, and she even redeeming herself in the eyes of someone who's been a hater for a very long time, coming back to write the story for. And I feel like when I read that story today, I had some Carla redemption in me also. So kudos to you, sir. I think maybe if a lot when people get that book in their hands, they'll be able to start to feel for her a little more, kind of see where she's coming from. But we have a lot of exciting things coming your way. I know Juana's got a panel that's going to be coming up. I know that FSK has tons of announcements, tons of things that we want to share. It is going to be going down. Mike, I see you sitting right there. I see half your fro in the screen. Um, I'm going to hand it over to you, my guy. I'm going to hand it over to you. Run them promos. There
Right,
he
right,
is.
right.
All right, awesome. I want to thank you guys for putting on another awesome panel. The caller discussion continues through another year. I guess I would say she's the most popular character at FSK without a title, because definitely the discussion is there. And Danny J. Quick don't know I set him up. I specifically wanted him to run a new story so he could get the inside of what it felt like for her from her perspective.
I
So
got that. No, I got the mastermind. I got you.
hey, but I think that's also cool that Danny likes like he hates the character, but still was wanting to write a story about the character and be
Yeah.
fair about it too. So big ups to Danny for that as well as a great writer. That's Danny's second story he's done with FSK. He's
Mm.
branching out, y'all. He's branching out.
Trying to do some things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And also,
that's why I wish you were here because we
Man,
have the light within out here right now.
yeah. I know, man. I got it. Listen, let me see if I can catch a flight real quick. Let's see if I,
come
let's see
on,
if I
bro.
can catch a flight.
Come on, bro.
All
Oh,
right.
shoot.
Well, look, I want to thank everybody for the panel as always. Good times. What up, J Man? We're gonna get ready to go to the next one. This one wrapped up a little bit early, which is fine. I'm gonna get some more promos uploaded. We're gonna upload it. You guys gonna show you some more of the convention.
The Light Within, available at FSK. Illustrated by yours truly, inked by Lori Foster.
Love it. I love it.
Plug.
Beautiful.
Actually, I think we're gonna get Veronica over here to do some colors. We're gonna drop one little. We're gonna preview one little announcement. Hot Shot number 12 is gonna be coming out next year. The cover for that is part 3 of Unforgiven, and some of y'all know. If everybody does not know, Hot Shot is kind of based off of situations that I faced in my life, and this is probably one of the toughest ones I've gone through. And being able to be a comic book creative and getting to explore your feelings with this story has been very helpful for me. All right, so I think if you guys I know some of you guys have already read the story and have shared that you've had similar situations. Let's just say I finally get to get some retribution in the story, and it feels good. So Veronica's going to be coloring that cover. We're going to see if we can get her hooked up and talk you through her system, what she does, and show you the image as she is processing. But we're going to have a commercial break.